Welcome, guys, to the Scrappy podcast, episode number 2.
What's your tagline?
I don't know yet.
We're scrapping it together.
We're scrapping it together right now as we go.
Yeah.
So let's bring up that outline real quick, and then we got this little camera over here so we can see.
All right.
Boom.
Dude, we didn't think we'd ever get to episode 2. We made it.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I texted you the other night, dude, you available Friday night for episode 2? And you're like, oh, let's get the first one up. I was like, okay, that's my main goal right now. So we got episode 1 up, so it's on YouTube. You can do @Scrappy Podcast to see the first episode, and we had a little bit of technical difficulties with the sound, trying to figure that out, but that's what Scrappy is all about. We're gonna do it and then get better. One of my favorite barbershop's slogan is handsome, not hamajang. So we're a little bit hamajang right now, and we're working towards being handsome. So this podcast is gonna be handsome pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a good kind of like metaphor for like anything you do in life. Like a lot of us are like, yeah, we'll do it when we can make it good or whatever. Sometimes you just got to do it and just post your first thing, and it's not going to be good. You just have to accept that.
I was spending like 3 hours Saturday night trying to fix the audio on the first one.
I know.
I was spinning my brains.
It wasn't syncing, dude. It was so funny because I was like, dude, this guy is so dumb. Like, he can't figure out.
Bro, that's what I was thinking. This guy's thinking I'm stupid. Dude, I've been doing this stuff for a while. I was like, I know I haven't done this in a while, but
I know. And then I get there and I'm like, dude, okay, let me show you this shit.
I know.
Let me like teach you the lesson right here. So I get on the computer and I sit there for like
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I'm like, oh shit, this is not solvable. Never mind.
He gave up. He was like, no, you can have your computer back.
I take it back.
I want to go out. Sat at Zippy's on Pecoy for like 20-30 minutes trying to figure out our life.
Yeah, that was funny though. That was a funny moment for me.
Well, we're here. We're doing it. It's episode 2.
Yeah, this is exciting.
And so this is gonna be the overview for Scrappy Podcast. We're gonna be talking a little bit of Evan's dating life.
Ooh. I like how we just did that at the same time.
Synergistic over here.
I know.
Loa'a got robbed. Oh my god. What the heck is going on?
I feel like I shouldn't be laughing.
I mean, I think hindsight 2020, great learning experience.
Yeah.
And moving forward already, though, that's why we can laugh about it.
Mm-hmm.
The benefit concert, we have some updates on that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got two concerts coming up actually now.
Yeah, we can do some green light thinking on that. Maybe figure out stuff about.
Yeah, hopefully maybe some people will hear about what we're talking about and could help us.
True.
Awesome. And then going into a little bit of news in Hawaii, the Hawaii House okays $1 billion in wildfire expenses, which is super encouraging to hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
We won't dig too much. I read the whole article, and they kind of outlined next year's budget, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of cool just learning more about that. There is
That's
one.
Cool.
The next one is called "When Violence Hits Home." That was the Manoa murder suicide. We can decide how we feel about that if we want to talk more about that.
Yeah,
might be a little bit too sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then the U.S. government house passes bill that could lead to TikTok ban in the U.S. And I kind of did some extensive. You can see my notes right here.
Oh wow, yeah.
Kind of dug into that.
Dude, Loa's on it today, man.
Bro,
this is fucking prepared. This guy's got full notes.
Look at this right here.
Full notes, a full page.
It's gonna be like this every time. So we we have stuff to talk about.
We're upgrading fast.
Yes, bro. We're like the Apple iPhones. Every day we're updating.
Bro, did you like test out the Apple Vision Pros?
I want to. I heard you can go and schedule.
Bro, it's so insane. It's actually insane.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Apple. Let's put that on top of this so we don't forget.
Let's write it down. Let's be organized here.
Apple Apple AirPod. What'd you say? Apple what?
Vision Pro.
Vision Pro.
Yeah.
You can actually schedule. You can schedule a sit down and try them on.
That's what I did.
And they actually have you sit down so you don't run out with them, so people can steal them.
I think the other thing is probably people like, dude, there was this one like simulation where you're like standing above a cliff and somebody's like climbing.
Yeah.
And bro, that shit's like freaky. Like you actually feel like, oh shit.
Or like you're standing on a cliff.
Yeah. Or like there's like one where like there's like a lion in front of you and stuff. And you're like, oh shit, like it's actually there. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then the state of the city, Honolulu. So yesterday was Rick Blangiardi. He is the mayor of Honolulu, and he does. It's almost like a State of the Union. He addresses what he's done, addresses any kind of other pertinent topics for the city of Honolulu. So that was kind of cool. It was the first time I ever watched one of those, and it's kind of cool just to stay updated on what's happening, what the administration is doing, and bettering the city and county of Honolulu. And then we got a Trump and Biden rematch. And then
the rematch nobody wants.
And then if you don't know, RFK Jr. is also running in the independent league in America, which 43% of Americans are independent right now. And then finally the Apple Vision Pros. So that's what we got on the podcast today.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Let's just jump right into it.
All right, let's go.
Evan, what's going on in your dating life, bro? What's going on?
Dude, this is so funny. So like we purposely saved this for the podcast. We haven't talked about this
I know.
yet.
It's like, bro, don't tell me. Let's save it for the podcast.
So basically I'll start off from like what happened. Low-key, I kind of feel like I manifested.
So wait. How many girls are you dating right now?
Just one.
Ooh.
I have been talking to a lot of.
That's what they all
women.
say. Just one.
Well, right now, just one. I have been talking to a bunch of women, and like I have my sights set on this girl because she's pretty cool. So, anyways, what happened was we went out the other night.
Okay.
Right.
So that's the one you texted me. You were going out.
Yeah, that's the one.
For Facebook dating, right?
Yeah. So I want to preface the story with like Loa'a and you and I, we went out the other night, right?
Yeah.
And
you got what, 3 numbers? I got 1.
Yeah, we got some numbers, and you're kind of like helping me to like talk to women because it's something a little out of my comfort zone. And so we were doing that. We were like dancing with women and like just having fun and
we weren't drinking. And we weren't drinking too, by the way.
The first group of 3 was very, very attractive. Very cool.
I gotta tell you about that.
I want to know about that story too, actually.
So it led to the rob.
All right, we'll get into that when we talk about that. Anyways, so one of the things that I was feeling that night was just like I was meeting a bunch of like attractive people, though like none that I really felt like I would ever date, like seriously. Okay. It was kind of like, I think just in general, like the club scene is a little strange. It is. The type of people that go out regularly are not the type you would probably want to date for a long-term thing. Exactly. Yeah. So I don't know. Something was it's weird because it just left this kind of like weird feeling in me. Like, that wasn't
from
it.
That night.
Yeah, from that night. And it was probably also just a mix of like, not really scoring or like that too. So just kind of being a little salty or something. Whatever it was just negative emotion. So I was just like,
we tried.
Yeah, we did our best.
Our best.
I mean, we got some cool numbers, met some cool people, flirted a bit and stuff. So that was cool. It was just a fun experience overall. Anyways, this is so random. I like went to, this is not even connected to the story. This is not connected to the story. I went to McDonald's right afterwards because I was hungry. Right. And there was this like, just this amazing
sorry, I can't help myself. We just let it from a whole night going out and then McDonald's. Yeah. Well, but you manifested this one.
Yeah. No, this is unrelated, kind of. Oh, okay. So like, I'm just telling this for purpose.
Perfect.
I went to McDonald's and there was just like such a lovely, normal like woman just working at the counter, and she wasn't like super attractive or anything. She was just this like cute Filipino girl, like just just really nice, and so. I didn't even get to the point.
Sorry, I'm imagining the whole process in my head right now.
I already told you this is unrelated. Okay. The point is, I went there and we just had like a quick exchange, like, oh, how's your night going, whatever. And she's like, oh, here's your food. And just like her energy was so nice and normal. It was like when I was in the club, the energy was real taker energy. Oh, what can you do for me? Like how
that's a good observation. That's a great observation. I agree with that. Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, who's the better guy? Who's the better girl? Or, it's like, we're like this weird climbing energy. So
it's funny you say that because like, that's why when I'm in the club like that, I really don't attack. It's more of like what comes your way because you're looking for the right frequency and vibration. So I get what you mean. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So anyways, when I had that interaction, it was just, wow, like, man, it's such a normal interaction. Like, oh, we're just two humans connecting, like really chill. There's no like strings attached to it. It's just like, there's connection there. Yeah. So that made me think, like, this is the preface, right? It was like, man, I really want to meet somebody like that I feel that connection with. Part of me was like, dude, maybe I'll just go back through the drive-thru and get the chicks over.
Something like that was coming up. And we'll go back to the drive-thru.
I was thinking it.
That's, like, I mean, I would do that.
Hello, like, what do you want to order? Your number.
Can I get a side of fries with that?
Yeah. So anyways,
what was her name? You remember her name?
I don't know. So that was, like I said, that was unrelated.
At least now you know where she works.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day I'll go back and talk to this random chick.
Let's go order some ice cream one day.
Yeah. So anyways, so that I had that thought, and I felt like that kind of manifested shit into my reality.
Got it.
Because I'd been on dating apps for a really long time, and like nothing really came out of it, like nothing serious. Mm-hmm. And this one chick that I saw on her profile, it said like she was, attractive, whatever. I was like, okay, she's cute Filipino chick, kind of the same as the McDonald's chick. And so
just a bunch of chicks around here.
Yeah, just a bunch of chicks.
Just a bunch of chicks.
So basically, like on her profile it said, I'm looking for somebody who can be my homie, my lover, and my number one supporter. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, yeah. I like that. Like, that's...
Say that again. You remember that word for word.
Yeah, homie, lover, and number one supporter. So I was like, that's cool
homie,
because...
lover, and number one supporter, bro. I'm write that down. I'm looking for my homie.
Because that's what I'm looking for, too.
Yeah, I'm looking for a homie, too.
I realized dating, since I've been dating a lot recently, because I have this goal to go on 15 dates, in 90 days. You want...
Oh, that's right. That's
I don't
right.
have a pen.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
It's saved in the ether.
Yeah, in the ether.
Yeah. So I guess going on all these dates, I've been experiencing this energy of like there's some sort of cat and mouse, or there's some sort of game, like either I'm playing this game or she's playing this game, and I've been looking for somebody that's going to be more like a friend first, and then somebody that I will date. So I just messaged her like, I really like that. I really like what you said in this thing, and like I'd love to take you out to lunch. And she was just like, all right, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Love that stuff.
Yeah, it was so fast.
You ain't got to play around, just like, dude, you down or not?
Exactly.
Come on, let's go.
Exactly. And so I was like, okay, wait, actually, instead of lunch, how about we do dinner? Because I was just feeling dinner more.
Good job.
Dinner, right? Nighttime, dinner, whatever.
What time, 9 o'clock?
It was like 8 o'clock.
Okay, just good.
Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Okay, so this is going to sound a little crazy.
Nothing's crazy.
No, okay, so... I've been wanting to take a woman on a date to Roy's.
Okay.
Just like this wasn't like because I was
not because you try to show off or be bougie or anything.
Yeah,
just
I didn't want to show. I was actually gonna take another girl,
right.
One that at the Green Light Thinking, to Roy's, right? Because I was like, I just wanted to. I don't know why. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
And since the thing didn't work out with the other girl at the Green Light Thinking, I was like, all right, I'll just take this chick out to Roy's.
Yeah.
So then she was like, wow, I've never been to Roy's before. That's like crazy for a first date. I was like, oh, don't worry. She was like, do I have to wear something fancy? I was like, just the dress is fine.
Yeah.
So I pick her up, take her out to Roy's like that night. It was like super fast. And then she's just super cool. Like we're just having a normal conversation. I don't even remember about a bunch of shit, like just life and philosophy and stuff. We hit it off. It's like super awesome dinner. She's like not used to the bougie shit. So we're kind of like both talking about how uncomfortable it is. That it's like we have to like taste wines and shit, do all this like fancy shit. And long story short, like we just really connected.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so the night goes on, we connect a lot more. We walk down the beach and stuff. And yeah, we get a little intimate. I won't go into details about that. However, yeah, it was cool. And then we went on another date the next night after that.
Oh, nice. Two in a row.
2 in a row. Yeah. So I was like, dang.
You asked her out for a second date? Or
asked her for a second.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, or it was kind of mutual. It was like we were talking about it.
Wow.
And one of the first things she said is, "Yo, you know what we should do for like one of our next dates? We should do."
She brought that up.
Yeah. She was like, "We should do couples therapy." I just thought it was so funny. I was like, and at the same time, I was like, actually, that's not a bad way to start off. Like, dating somebody.
Hey, she's like making sure that you're her homie. It's like, bro, we went through the same stuff. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. Actually, somebody else that did that. Do you know the guy Lewis Howes? You ever heard of him?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, him and his wife actually, where they were at in their lives, they both had done a lot of therapy and stuff, and I think their first date was like, hey, let's do couples therapy, which is crazy. So, anyways, it made me think of that. She never heard of Lewis Howes, so I guess it wasn't inspired by that. So, anyways. She was just joking, and I was like, okay, I know you're joking. However, I'm down.
Well, yeah, just do it. So you guys did it?
We haven't done it yet.
Okay, so you guys going to plan
We're scheduling it. It's kind of complicated because, like, where do you find? Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. It's super unique and keeps it spicy for sure,
Yeah, and some of the other things we were talking about is, like, doing bachata or, like, dancing, some other stuff. Getting lihing, malasadas. Yeah,
that's
bailando,
awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was interesting. And then, so the second night, like we were getting intimate and she was kind of pulling away, and I was like, well, what's going on? This is kind of weird. Like why are you pulling away? Right. Like I would lean in or something and she'd kind of pull away. I was like, what the heck, what's going on? So I thought she was playing a game. Right.
Okay.
And so I just called her out, like, are you playing games? Like, what the hell's going on? And then, so like later I found out that she was actually dating another dude before. Okay. Like just dating, like not like serious.
She has feelings for him.
Yeah, she has kind of feelings for him. So then I realized, because she was actually telling me that the first night she started to tell me, and then I kind of cut her off.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh shit, okay. So now I'm like, oh, okay, I see. And so things got a little complicated, weird.
You need a little bit of coaching today?
I do, actually. I could use some coaching. Yeah. What's your coaching?
Are you finished yet? Finished.
Okay. So basically, long story short, she told me about that, and then a lot of stuff made sense that were kind of weird that was happening during the date. I won't go into all the details.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like,
we're kind of figuring out what's going on.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, interesting. And then so I just sat with it for like a day or two, and then I kind of messaged her today, and I was like, hey, like, if you want to date, like I kind of understand where you're at. Like I really like you. I think you're cool. So
yeah.
So yeah, let's go on another date. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
It's awesome. So when is the next date?
It's gonna be on Monday because she works on the weekends. So
cool. Yeah. As long as you got the second date locked in.
Yeah. Well, so we did 2 dates already. So this will be the third.
Okay. That's awesome.
So we're going to Helena's on Monday.
Ooh, was that Filipino food, right?
Hawaiian food.
Oh, Hawaiian food.
Yeah.
Helena's.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay, so what's your advice?
Well, so I grew up not knowing how to knowing relationships. So, I mean, there was a little bit of domestic violence growing up, and mom yelling all the time, dad walking away when mom starts yelling. So, right, growing up with no kind of experience of what love should be. I thought that's what love is. That's what we learn, from the ages of 1 to 6, right? Our minds are hardwired, or 60% or 80% of our minds are hardwired by the time we're 6 years old. So a lot of our patterns are created at that time frame. And so you just carry that over until you deal with it. And then when it shows up in life, you got to deal with it, right? And so that's how we treat people, not only women, but just people in general, relationships. And so 2019, I started doing a little bit of research for a relationship coach and learning a little bit more how to interact with women. And that's another thing too, right? Like, one, I don't even know how to have relationships just with people in general. And then now it comes to dating or just liking the opposite sex, how do you handle that situation? I mean, there's no course in high school or college that we can take.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
Dude,
if we had a course in high school on dating,
bro, we'd be the Resonators.
Dude, we should be the
bro. I'm telling you, this is what part of the Scrappy podcast is.
We gotta do a workshop at Punho and then at Kamehameha.
Oh, I'm game. We can be.
That'll be so valuable.
I can be the guy.
You know why though? Because I think like it's kind of like dating and stuff in relationships is supposed to be taught by the household, right? They don't want to have like educators be involved in that process. Same like taxes and stuff.
I got an opinion on that, but we'll
gloss
over that.
Yeah, so
I started seeking out like a relationship coach, and so I found this guy. You can go to understandingrelationships.com and check out his stuff. But I just started.
Who's the guy?
His name is Coach Corey Wayne.
Corey Wayne, okay.
Coach Corey Wayne, and not everybody's perfect, but I've read his book like over 10 times already. And I've applied his.
What's the book?
It's called Understanding Relationships, or the 3% Man. It's called the 3% Man.
Okay.
And it's not being 3% out of 100 man. It's being in the top 3%.
Right.
Of men in the world, and so he covers key things, and it's scientifically proven that women are attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. And so I've actually looked up a bunch of these studies. And so when we as men make our feelings clear to women, it's very unattractive. It becomes unattractive. And that's why a lot of times you notice women are a lot more attractive to men that are a lot more mysterious, they call it. It's just they don't divulge much information. Just because, and it should be like that with any kind of situation, right? When you meet someone new, you don't want to tell them everything about you. You want to keep things close to the heart, close to the chest, because one, you're building trust with someone new. And so a lot of times for me, I got excited with women and beautiful women, and I would put them on a pedestal, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in love with you. And there's all kinds of ways that we can communicate that. When it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be vocal about it, but our actions, right?
Right.
And like going on a second date in 2 days is kind of like one way of like showing our cards, or like, and it's like you said, I think to nitpick on what you said about like playing a game, right? We want someone that we can ask them on a date and they're clear, right? Let's go on a date, which is awesome. But at the same time, I think too, that just depends on where everyone is at in life.
Yeah.
And understanding that, and we won't get the full picture because that's only going to come with time, right? And so that's why like showing our cards too quickly as men is a detriment. And so he talks about there's a way to do it to continue to build attraction. And through time, and specifically he says 2 months, if you do everything correctly, you can get this girl to fall in love with you.
Yeah.
And then from there, right, like, and the whole thing is that you want to make it to be her idea, because for men, naturally we can decide if we want to marry a woman before we even meet her. We can just look at her, I would marry that woman. A lot of times women fall in love a lot more slower, and they're emotional beings. Not to say men aren't emotional beings. We can drop things on a dime and be like that. Women take a little bit longer, and so we got to go just a little bit slower than they do. But a lot of times we get excited and we jump the gun and we ruin things.
Yeah, well, I want to say something about that, because I feel like not every woman's the same, and if there's I don't want a woman that will play the game. I want one that sees what the games are and understands all those things and then chooses a different choice. So that's I think something that is a low value woman is somebody that will see, oh, he's being mysterious. Oh, that's kind of hot. Like, I want to check into that more. That's attractive to me. A high value woman will be like, oh, I understand all these games because I've experienced them in my life, and I choose to appreciate the man that doesn't play games and is completely straight up. So wherever that is, that's the person that I'm looking for. So I think that, like, I kind of in a way, I don't disagree with that. I think that's true.
For sure, yeah.
I think that's true for like 99% of people, though I think there are a small percentage that are really, really straight up, like super, super honest people that, especially actually a lot of religious people, surprisingly, are like really like that, because they understand that there's a value aspect to it. So it's not just like the instincts. There's like the instincts, which is like, oh, there's scarcity involved in this guy, so like, I need to go for the scarce thing. And then there's value driven women who are like understand there's like innate feelings, and then there's also like, the idea of like, what do I want in my life, like from a values perspective. So yeah, if I could find a woman like that would be good. And
I agree with you 100% on that. And that's why it's hard to come by.
Yeah. Well, that's what a high value woman is. And actually, to tell the truth, that's the thing that I saw in this this chick. Yeah. That made me like think, okay, and not that she's like the one for me or something, just that like that's a woman that is a high value woman. She really knows her worth. So it was interesting. So I really was like, wow, that's cool. So I want to date her some more.
That's awesome. And I agree 100%. I like that. I like the way you said that. Cool.
Well, you know what's interesting? It made me think about this story from this guy, Neil Strauss. You know him?
Remind me.
He wrote the book, The Game.
No, I don't know.
Anyway, so it's like a book on picking up women, whatever. Okay. And he said he has another book. I forget the name of it. It's about his wife and how he met his wife. And he said when he met his wife, none of the strategies from all the years he'd been practicing pickup worked on her. She saw right through all of it. Yeah. And she's like, dude, stop doing that. Like, you're cool. Like, I just want to get to know you deep down for real.
That's just bad emotional intelligence. Like, cause you know what I mean? Like, if a girl's into you, like, cause Coach Corey Rain, his
he
book.
Seems cool. I want to read that.
Read his book, The 3% Man. It just teaches you how to gauge attraction, because attraction is natural, right? Women know in an instant, and you know in an instant if you're attracted to a woman or not attracted to a woman.
Yeah.
And based on that, right, like what's the next step to find out if she's interested or he's interested in you? And then from there, you can ask for the date or not ask for the date, right? It's really gauging attraction, taking the risks, going for it. And then from there, whatever comes out of the man's mouth decides where this is going to go, because we control where this is going to go, or, facilitate what's going to happen next, right? Set the date. But that's what he talks about. I've never read The Game, so I don't know what that about. What's that about? So.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm starting to learn, like, dude, I'm really kind of new to dating, because the last time I dated was a long time ago, like back when I was like 18 years old. Okay. Like, was my last serious relationship. So it's interesting just relearning all these things that I kind of knew, and also some new stuff, like how, like what you're saying, like the man facilitates. It was interesting. I was like, the other night I was kind of fucking up, and then I fixed myself, because I was like,
how are you fucking up?
I was fucking up where I was like, so this is the second date, and I was like, I was thinking of going to Diamond Head, though it's like kind of late. Maybe there's a place nearby. She's like, I was like, do you know a good place, or do you like? And she was like, well, I don't know. It's like your car.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, shit. All right, let's go to Diamond Head. And she was like, oh okay,
yeah,
good.
bro. Just
all right, he figured it out.
Set the path. You're the man.
Funny.
Lead the way.
Yeah. So, yeah, practicing being the leader is interesting.
That's a whole nother discussion too, about men and women and leadership in those kind of relationships. But we'll save that for another time. Cool.
So Loa'a got robbed.
I can laugh about it now. I feel
so bad for laughing. I feel like it's a deflection.
That actually sucks.
Like
it does. it's already Friday, right? This happened Monday night.
Yeah.
So I had 4 days to think about, okay, how can I do better? What had happened?
How can you protect yourself?
How can I protect myself? I just got caught slipping. That's all. I mean, at the end of the day, I got caught slipping, and that's what happened.
Wait, so what happened? Like,
okay, so the night that we went out, that was last Sunday night, right? Or Saturday night? Last Saturday night we went out.
Yeah.
So it went into Sunday morning.
mm-hmm.
Me and Evan went out, and Evan was just, his goal was to go find a date. And so we went down to Kelly O'Neill's, Kiki's nightclub in that area, Loa'a Street. Everybody knows the infamous Loa'a Street. And so we met these 3 lovely ladies. I got one of the girls' numbers. He got one of the other girls' numbers. The night went on.
Oh, yeah, she texted me, too.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
You should text her after I ask what I said, or like I want to figure out. I still haven't gotten access to my iMessages since Monday night. So if you guys been trying to reach out to me since Monday night, I don't have access to my Apple ID, so I can't get into my iMessages. I've also temporarily disabled the 808-781-2313 number. So I'm not trying to ignore you. But anyways, so got that number. That night I text the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And because like I was like you, right? I'm not gonna wait the 3 days. I'm not playing this game. I'm just gonna text her. She was interesting. She was cool.
And she was cool.
She was super cool.
It's like a New Mexico, like they're Texas chicks.
Yeah,
they're just really like nice.
Oh my exes. But yeah, you know, I was like, you know, I wasn't gonna play the game, and I was just gonna shoot the text because I thought she was lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thought you're lovely. Good meeting you. Texts me, and then the night went on. I think it was the following day. So this is Sunday. They were trying to go to Lani Kai, so she asked me for some information. So I was like, "Oh, do this, do this, do this, do this." And she's like, "Awesome. How much do I owe you?" I was like, "Not looking for payment. I know this stuff. Easy information."
Mm-hmm.
And then we were texting. Like,
that's crazy that she was gonna pay you for that.
You know, well, I mean, high value. You know.
Yeah.
It's high value information. So if you ever need information, Oahu, I'm your guy.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then we just texting, regular texting.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, "Oh, where should we go for dinner tonight?" And then boom, give them 3 spots. Boom, boom, boom. She's like, "Okay, Mr. Hawaii." I was like, you know what I mean? I try. And at this point, you know, I'm just trying to be super cool, right? Because, you know, I just want to help people. Just want to give people a great time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the next day, this is Monday. She texts me. I forget what she asked me to do. Oh, that's right. So Sunday night, I guess because I helped them a little bit more with dinner and whatnot. She's like, I told her, "Let me take you on a date," and then she's playing, "Oh, let me check my schedule," blah blah blah, whatever. So I didn't nag her. I was like, okay, she'll come around if she already knows I'm interested and I want to take her on a date. So okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when she texts me, she'll text me. And then finally, I think through the texting of the night, she's like, "So you coming out on the catamaran with us?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And then so she booked it right for me. She's like, "Here's your payment for helping us." So it was like, cool. It's like $40 for that stuff. So I was like, "Oh, it's awesome." I felt appreciated.
Yeah. So
Monday comes. Help my mom in court Monday morning.
Right.
Because she went through some whole thing. So we're moving forward on some good news. Mom is doing okay. And we're moving forward in her case. That's just a side topic.
Mm-hmm.
And then get that all done. Go down to Duke's, Waikiki. Have 2, you know, hard seltzers. And then walk over to the Maitai catamaran.
Mm-hmm.
The Sunset cruise, or the Sunset catamaran, is actually an open bar. And
oh damn, okay.
And then so you know,
was there a lot of people?
There was a handful of people.
Okay,
I'll say about 20 people, not too much.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, mostly older couples, a couple kids, and then here I am with 4 white girls.
There's 4 of them.
What? Yeah, so it was the 3 of them right that night,
and then another one.
You know, that went home because she just flew in.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I'm feeling like the man.
Yeah, I bet.
And
dude, those girls were really attractive too.
Bro, super.
Anyways.
And so we the crew starts, right? Oh, what's funny is I showed up like 5 minutes early, but they already took off. So I'm on the beach, so they come back. So I'm kind of
I thought you were gonna swim to the thing.
I was. They're like, no. And so I swim. I didn't swim, sorry. They're like, oh, go back up on the beach. We'll come back in.
Yeah.
So so they come back in, jump on the boat, and then they're like, dude, the captain is like, dude, your friends told me to leave you. They're not my friends.
Yeah.
Not yet. And then so either way, the cruise starts. We head out to Diamond Head, come past, front of Waikiki, Kaka'ako, and then head back to. But during that time, I must have had like 5 Mai Tais in those 20-ounce cups, like a cup this big.
Like this?
Yeah. And they tasted good. And I think it caught up to me that night. So after the catamaran, we walked to Kelly's, had a shot there. And then they had to go change. So I was chilling at Kelly's, and then I was like, oh, let me go check out Duke's real quick and see if one of my friends was there. Went back to Duke's, and then my buddy, one of the bartenders, already had another Mai Tai ready. He was like, here's another Mai Tai. I was like, on the house.
That's the problem with being buddies with all the people, all the bartenders.
So I have another Duke's Mai Tai, and who knows how heavy that was. And they pour heavy for those Mai Tais.
Yeah. Dude, that's like what, 8 drinks already that night?
A lot.
Yeah.
And so I don't remember leaving Duke's. I remember having a conversation with a girl that I was interested in. She's a cocktail server there. She was telling me about how she hasn't been drinking. I think past 6 months already. And how that healed her relationship. She's back with the guy because part of the drinking led into some other things and affected her life that led to her, making poor decisions. And so now she's been, alcohol free. And
that's good to hear. That's amazing that she works there and she's alcohol free. That's
100%. So I look up to her, and she's I don't, we were talking a little bit. She's back with the guy though now, so that's awesome. Anyways, I remember that was the last conversation I remember having at Duke's. I don't know how I found my way to Play Bar. Play Bar is just on the other side of the street. So Duke's is on Kalakaua. Then there's the International Marketplace. Then Play Bar.
Okay. And
then somewhere along the way, I'm with this lady, which I never.
You kind of remember.
It's
patchy.
Patchy, super patchy. And I'm pretty sure she facilitated everything because I don't know why she started holding my fanny pack. And then we got a drink. We got into Play Bar. Then we got a drink. We were dancing. She went to the bathroom, came back. I went to the bathroom, came back.
Was she a prostitute?
No. I don't think so. Okay. I didn't offer to buy. I don't remember.
No, I mean, offering. Did she look like she had heels on, or like?
No. She was wearing jeans. I remember her wearing
just like a normal chick,
like a what they call like a tie-dye shirt. The backs was cut.
Oh wow!
It was like a nice T-shirt, but you cut it like designer, not a designer, but like something creative. Yeah, she had like a tote bag.
Yeah,
and
that's crazy. Okay.
And I remember her keep on asking me if I wanted a drink, but at that point I already knew I was good. You were good. I was good.
Wow, that's amazing that you had the presence of mind.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you know your limit, huh?" So she said that 3 times. As I'm recalling now the last 4 days. And so, but I was looking at my debit card, the Venmo debit card, and there was, I don't know if it was $24 at Play Bar. So I don't know if that was 2 beers or 2 drinks. I don't remember. I was beginning to think that I was drugged.
Yeah.
Because I was like, bro, I'm not that bad. Yeah. I mean, 5-6 Mai Tais, okay, that could do it to me. I got sloshed. But I've never been where like that happened before. But anyways, so go to the bathroom one more time. We go outside. She's outside by this tree. There's a little bench there. And then I was like, oh, I got to go pee again. I go pee, come back. She's gone. I walk out, look both ways. I'll walk to the end of the street that way, walk to the end of the street that way. She's gone. So I was like, at this point, right, like, I'm like, I can't really do anything. I'm totally wasted. And I'm not going to go running after things,
Was she hot at least?
Maybe like a 5.
Damn.
I mean, she wanted to hang out with me.
That feels so bad. You got duped by a 5.
Hey, keep it real.
Yeah. Anyways.
So I go back.
There's no way she could have just like been super drunk and just forgot to.
No, she was aware what she was doing.
Yeah. And that's crazy.
And so I went to the security. I was like, "Hey, can I go check inside, just in case she's back in there?" And then he was giving me a hard time. And then I was trying to force my way in, and then he pushed me. We knocked down that security. I was like, "Whoa, bro! I'm just trying to." Some chick just dug out with my stuff. I just need to go check.
Yeah.
And then there was this other customer that was friends with the security guard, and then he was getting aggressive with me. I was like, "Dude, I don't even know you. I just got robbed. I'm just trying to figure this stuff out."
And you're super drunk, so it's probably so hard to explain yourself.
Yeah, I was like, two big Samoan guys. I'm like, okay, this is not going either way if I try to do something. So I'm going to keep my cool. And so finally, the boss of that security guard came around the corner, and he's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Bro, I just got robbed." So he calls 911 immediately. 911 HPD comes. Super shout out to, I forget the officer's name, but they took all the information, did all that stuff, asked me questions.
And you had all your memory up to, like, at this point,
as much as possible, right? Yeah. Because they even asked me.
That's impressive that you had the presence of mind to do all this shit.
Bro.
Because if it was me, I would have just...
I even wrote a report. I was like, man, I'm doing good on this report. I was proud of myself. I was like, wow, this is better than when I'm sober. And went through that whole process. And then, so I didn't have my phone, didn't have my fanny pack.
Do you ever find my iPhone?
So, bro, at this point, right, like, I'm toasted by myself.
Yeah.
I asked cops for a ride home. It's already 2 a.m. So I don't have my bus pass, which I usually do. Don't have my phone, can't call an Uber. So I have nothing, right? And I was like, it's at least 3 miles to walk from my place to Kakaka. And I was like, that ain't happening. So... I went back to around by Kelly's, and one of my buddies was working the stand, so he gave me a nice taco plate, so I was hungry. So I ate. Gave me a bottle of water. I ate, went back, sat at the bus stop. Maybe I could get on the bus. Just asked one of the uncles, "Hey, uncle, can you give me a ride home?" And then the first 3 buses that came, and it's an hour apart, right, because it's late already. The first guy was like, "There's nothing free in life." I was like, "Bro, come on." This bus driver. I was like, okay. And then I was waiting for the bus. It was taking so long, so I walked to McDonald's because I was still hungry. The guy, one of the other security guards by the play bar, gave me $5 because he was like, "Oh, you can catch the bus." But the bus passed. I was like waiting too long. Went to go eat, came back, wanted McDonald's, so I walked to McDonald's. Use that $5 to get me a McChicken, which is $4, bro. $4.50 for a McChicken. I was like, dang.
Should just got the
and then
dollar.
As soon as I get into McDonald's, bro, the bus shows up. I was like,
dude, that was not your night.
I was like, I'm not gonna run after that bus. I'm just wait for my McChicken. So wait for my McChicken.
Yeah.
And so I eat my McChicken, go outside. Now it's like at least 4:30. I don't know what time it is. I am tired, exhausted. So right by that bus stop on Royal Hawaiian and Kuhio, there's a little nice grassy area. So I just laid down for a bit, and then I could hear the buses. So every time I heard the bus, I got up and checked.
Yeah.
And so finally, one of the brothers on the bus was like, "Yeah, bro." I was like, "Oh, bro, can I catch a ride to Kakako? I just got robbed." He was like, "Yeah, we're just going this way, though." I was like, "That's perfect. I can walk from here." Got on the bus, got off at my stop. He was like, "Oh, tough night?" I was like, "Yeah, tough night, bro." And then walked home. And then Tuesday morning was just a hangover morning. So I couldn't even keep it together. I couldn't even think the next morning.
Well, that's not good.
So trying to recollect what happened.
Yeah.
The stress of like, trying to log into my Google, Apple ID, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was super nonchalant about it. And then
did she steal your credit cards and stuff?
yeah, so I shut off all that stuff.
Were there any transactions?
So she bought $400 worth of Bitcoin Cash. She paid herself like $110 through Apple Cash.
How did she do that? Did she get your password?
So that's what I'm saying. Like my phone is
she
locked.
was fucking.
Bro, she's good.
She's good.
So she must have gotten. She probably bypassed my my lock code.
She's definitely watched you type it in at some point in the night.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But because she got in, she kicked me out of my Apple ID.
She's a pro. Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. And she kicked me out of my...
She could have sent herself way more money than that, probably.
Well, all my stuff have locks on it, and I'm not that rich. I'm still broke, guys.
Yeah, so she's like, fuck, I robbed
the joke's on her. The joke's on her. The joke's on her, guys. And so right now, I still got to report all that stuff, but I've been, focused on work, so I don't have time during the day.
Right.
But I shut off the cards, already shut down my phone number, and kind of blocked everything. The only thing I'm trying to recover right now is my Gmail account that's connected to everything. Mm-hmm. But I got to reach out to Google because I know I'm setting up all the recovery stuff and it's saying that the recovery is being canceled because I'm logged in. So I know it's not me, and then she's still using. Oh. She's probably still using my account.
Ooh, that is not good.
So
that is really not good.
Yeah. So I mean.
Yeah, you got to shut that shit down because she can get into everything from that with the verification.
I don't know what she's gonna find though.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a working process.
Yeah, you definitely need to shut that down.
At this point, right? Like I'm doing my best on what I can do, right? What's in my control, because I cannot really do anything outside of what I can control, right? Mm-hmm. Get in contact with Verizon, Venmo, Pro Hawaii, my banking account. All the things I can control is I'm taking care of that. Anything outside of that, I'm really not gonna attach any kind of emotion to it because I can't. I'm just moving forward.
Well, you definitely need to shut down your Gmail. Yes. She can get into all your accounts from that. If she does forgot password.
Gmail is so wickedly like hard to navigate on, like, because everything they handle so much people. So like, going on.
Yeah.
And trying to get recovery, and then you gotta for that I gotta shut it down. I guess I just gotta
figure that out. You gotta call them, like do anything you can, because she can. Yeah, she can get into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get that done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and so that's where that is at. What I learned is I probably cannot go out alone anymore. I probably shouldn't be drinking anymore right now. I think just put that on the back burner. It's not that I'm not going to ever have fun again, but I think what the universe is just trying to show me right now, I need to focus on what's important, which is my podcast. I'm having fun doing this.
Mm-hmm. I sent you that PBD clip.
Yeah, that too. Working on that. And that and just this. So that's one of the things I was thinking about today, which I'm going to get done.
That's good. It kind of motivated you to go in the right direction. You said you worked like 4 hours or something, a few hours on this podcast.
Yeah, like I put in at least like 7 hours for this.
7 hours? Yeah, shit.
All right. This episode too, because... So
I guess thank you to that one chick.
Well, I mean, she didn't motivate me at all. I'm not going to give her that much power. It's just, I couldn't, you can't dwell on the past, guys.
Yeah.
You can either have why this happened to me or what can I learn from it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm choosing. I'm choosing to vote black on this situation and everything. Focus on what's in control for me, and then let the rest let it be.
I respect that.
And here we are, episode number 2.
Yeah, we're doing
great story for episode number 2. But anyways, let's move on to the next story. The next topic, benefit concert. Mm-hmm. So give us a little breakdown, because I couldn't access my email, and so all the updates this past week for the benefit concert at the Shell has changed a little bit. Can you update me?
Yeah. So since the last podcast, I talked to the Waikiki Shell sales team, and they said for sure there's no chance we're going to be able to do it by April 5th. And you and I were very like strong-willed, so I was like, for sure. They're like, for sure. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll listen. And then I realized actually it kind of relieved some pressure because I think I was so like, oh, how am I going to promote this for 5,000 people, whatever, in this time. Yeah, so it was kind of good. So we rescheduled. We're going to have a meeting actually on Wednesday with them. Wednesday, 10 a.m. I don't know if you're free. Maybe not.
No.
Okay.
What time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
I can take a break. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, so anyways,
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We're gonna have a meeting. The new proposed date is something like June 15th or maybe August.
Okay.
July is not doable because people are not available for my band. So either June or August, we're gonna have the Waikiki Shell concert. So that's good because it gives us time to ramp up and. We don't have to feel like so stressed out. It gives me time to also kind of build it strong.
So that's for the 5,000
person concert.
Yeah, 5,000 person concert.
Which is the main thing. And then, so I still have this goal, this 90-day goal to throw a concert for over 1,000 people. So we've been kind of masterminding that a little bit, right? Like figuring out how that's going to look. And I think the easiest way would be to just throw a concert, like a moving concert, and just go around and perform. If we miss,
who's actually played? Who that? I can't talk right now. Who has played devil's advocate on that yet? Has anybody? Because the only thing I'm thinking is risk, right? Driving around with a band on the back. Do we need police? Do we need because you're gonna be driving on the road. Because we can also get the risk of it being shut down because that's not safe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely can. Yeah, it definitely can be shut down, and that's like the biggest issue. I think it's a cost benefit analysis because it's not that difficult to do. Right. Like there's not much setup. You just
I get that. Yeah, because what we did up on the mountain, we can do definitely on the back of a truck, right?
Yeah, way faster too. Like we don't have to carry shit up a mountain. You can literally set it up probably in like 20 minutes. And then we'll perform for however long we can before we get shut down. We'll definitely get shut down at some point.
Because I can imagine if we start at one side of Waikiki where usually a bunch of people congregate, start there, play for them, have the camera, boom, and then how about if we pick locations, right?
Yeah,
and then pin drop those locations, and then just drop there, play music.
Yeah, that's it.
And then leave.
Yep. So like if we get shut down at Waikiki, would you be like, okay, sorry, we'll go home, and then we just go to like North Shore or something, or Marmanala or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing that now too.
Yeah. So that's doable for sure. And then the other idea was like your location that we saw the other day. So I mean between the
two, you want to do both?
I want to do both. I think the
how about this?
Yeah.
How about we to reach the April 5th goal? We just do the first one, because that would be easy, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
We can reach that goal.
Yeah,
because it's all about reaching the goal.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how to get to it. We just reach the goal, right?
Yeah, just do the goal. Yeah,
the whole point was to shoot the podcast last week Friday, which we did, and then get it posted, and we got that done.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Didn't matter if the audio was good, or if it was planned. It wasn't even planned. Now I'm planned. I got 7 hours of notes, but for you, right, just get it done.
Yeah.
So we can get that done, and then we can actually plan another one with Geobunga.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And
that's
have
a
little bit more time.
Yeah.
And just throw 3 concerts. Just build it, right? We can build it, right? And it's just gonna bring awareness, and then each one can have like your first one is just for you. We focus on you, reach your goal. Second one, we can help the young boy that needs brain cancer. We can focus on that benefit.
Yeah.
Then the third one for the Waianae people. So everyone can be for a cause, right? And it's not about us.
Yeah, I mean, and we'll benefit too. Like we'll get paid. It's not going to be like a lot. I mean, we'll get paid for our services and stuff. Like, so I'm paying the bands. Yeah. I'm gonna pay Kaikena like in his band, and at least at the Waikiki Shell. And so, all the people that are involved, staff, whoever needs to get paid, they'll get paid first. And then whatever is left over is all going to go to charity.
Are we going to have opening acts for the driving one?
I don't know.
Because we can have we can have all the band driver, all the people that are going to play inside the cars. And so you'll be last, right? So we'll have the beginning act, car 1, second act, car 2, and then final act, car 3, and then we need one more car for media, video, and stuff like that. So I mean, we need a total of the one truck, maybe like total 5, 6 cars that are main, right? Because the people that we're gonna gather or use as our 1,000 people is gonna people in the public, right? So it's just all the producers, right?
Yeah, that's all we need. So I mean, at the very base, it's just gonna be our band, and then I mean, I definitely want to get video. I realized I just found out
we have to get video.
We need video. That's the most important part for sure.
For sure.
So
homie from California can come back down.
No, I don't want to, because it's just so expensive to fly them out. I realized that I kind of messed up with the Cocoa Head one, where I could have just hired. I realized, actually, I found out, I thought you're not allowed to hire people that are in your team for like your SCI seminars. Like I'm playing PLD, which is like one of the courses, the 90-day course. And I thought I wasn't allowed to hire people. I realized I am allowed to hire them. They're just not allowed to solicit. So like, for example, I'm going to hire one of my team members, Priscilla, right? And so the thing that's not allowed is she's not allowed to say, hey, I have these videography services. Do you want to be a part of it?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to buy some services from me?
It's a gift.
However, if I ask her, hey, can I buy some videography services from you? That's totally allowed. I just found out. So I'm like, dude, I wish I knew that.
That makes sense.
Because if I knew that, I would have just hired her instead of my homies.
Yeah,
like,
she just can't solicit herself. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, so I'm gonna hire her.
Let's do it.
And yeah, we'll hire some other people for that gig. So yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, let's actually put that together after this and just some marching steps.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I mean, it's pretty simple. I
got it in my head now. I see.
We just have to think about like what we're gonna do when we get shut down. That's the main thing. Like, are we just gonna be like, oh, okay, sorry, we'll stop, and then just go somewhere else? I don't know.
The other thing too is I can tap my cousin who works for HPD and maybe he can give us a little bit of insight. Because maybe we just need one HPD officer to follow us, and we can pay him.
Maybe we shouldn't put that in the podcast because that might fuck up his job.
Whatever. I didn't say which cousin.
Okay.
And we can, or at least just get some insight. You know what I mean? Like, because from the beginning, right? We just want to be transparent. We're trying to bring positivity,
exactly,
togetherness. You know, just joy to the people around us.
Yeah.
It's not trying to take away from anything. We want to be safe. So I can just inquire, you know, as a what do you call that? A law-abiding citizen.
Law-abiding citizen.
Law-abiding
I like
citizen.
how you did that.
Cool. Awesome. So that's in the works.
Yeah.
Benefit concert. Okay, a couple stories in the news. The first one is a Hawaii house okays $1 billion in wildfire expenses. Do you know anything about how do you feel about the Maui wildfire?
Well, it's definitely sad because I had some friends who, one of my closest friends, his name is Grant. He lives in Houston now, though he used to live in Lahaina.
Yeah.
So, you know, we would go to his house and stuff. And
in Lahaina?
In Lahaina. Yeah. So, like, when I was younger and just hang out there. So, it was like, you know, like not just his house, like his old house that burned down, like a lot of his friends from Lahaina, like their houses got burnt down. So it was kind of sad. I mean, I don't feel like I was connected to as many people as like some other people. You know, some people have like direct family and stuff. It was still sad though, for sure. And then there's the whole thing about, you know, the conspiracies of what happened and stuff. And that gets crazy too. I mean, at the very basis, it's just sad for the people involved. So, yeah.
Yeah. What was funny is the first thing that comes to mind right now is when Joe Biden compared the Maui wildfires to his house. I think his house was burning down and his Mustang got burnt.
That was a Corvette.
It was a Corvette. Yeah.
Dude, that was so bad. That was that was the worst thing I think I've ever seen him say.
Bad PR move.
That was terrible.
And
he's like, I can really empathize, you guys. Back when my Corvette burned, like, bro, like, what? How out of touch are you?
Yeah, he's pretty out of touch.
Yeah,
I don't even think he remembers doing that speech anymore. And then the other thing too is, is just the support for Ukraine and the lack of support for Hawaii, on their budgets this year, and everybody's listening to what's going on in Ukraine and the budget and the spending that they're doing there to help protect Ukraine, and the lack of care for Hawaii, so.
Yeah. Dude, why are we sending billions to Ukraine?
That's a whole nother topic. We can get into that another day.
Yeah.
But it's just super cool. They're putting $1 billion in the Hawaii budget to help the Maui wildfires. So that's super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next
Good
one, when violence hits home, the Manoa murder, suicide. How do you feel about that? You just heard about it today, right?
You literally just told me. Actually, I kind of wish you told me on the podcast because my reaction was more visceral. However, it's still crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe you got to explain a little bit.
Yeah, just really clear, right, what had happened. And I'm not sure, guys, just so you know, I'm not sharing this story I don't want it to be sad, but I just want to bring awareness to sometimes people they decide that there's no hope. The thing is, there is always hope. It's just how do you find the help? What kind of resources are out there? And that's really in the story. In Thursday's Star Advertiser talked about there's this. I'll find out. Put it in the link later. But just help for domestic violence, not mental illness, but mental health. There's so many things to mitigate things like this happening.
Mm-hmm.
But what had happened was, and it just came out today, that the gentleman who committed the murders and then the suicide, he's experiencing some kind of financial problems. We don't know why, and then because of that, he decided to take his wife and 3 children's lives, and then himself. That is fact, and. The reason why I wanted to bring that up was
I would question that because that sounds suspicious a little bit to me.
Suspicious in what way, though?
Well, you always, anytime there's a murder or people die, you got to really check the evidence, right? I don't know. So I'm just saying,
right.
It could be that somebody else had a hit on him and then they just took out the whole family. I don't know. So, there's just different possibilities. So it's kind of strange to me that somebody would do that. And I wonder if they have any history of mental health issues or things like that. Because if not, then it's I don't know.
Weird. I agree 100%. My whole point of bringing it up is just awareness. There is help. If you're going through anything, man or woman, doesn't matter who you are. Not just against men, not just against women, but also families too. This was a whole family ordeal. So there are resources to help you if you think that there is no hope. Even reach out to me or Evan. We're not certified psychologists or psychiatrists, but we've done a little bit of inner work and can be help you find resources, talk to you. We would love to be of help. That's the whole point of the Scrappy podcast is one, to bring news and talk about life, but also serve my community in any way I can. Anything less than washing the dishes, I'm there for you. Cool. Moving on to the next one. We're at the state of the city, or actually this one. Let's go for this one. We're at an hour and 4 minutes. How you doing on time? Good. You got anything tonight you going to? We just get through the rest of this and we'll be good?
Yep.
Cool.
Good.
The next topic is the U.S. government house passes bill that could lead to TikTok ban in the U.S. Have you heard about this? And your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
Well, it's definitely interesting. I don't think that TikTok will get banned for sure. I mean, there's too much money in it. There's too many rich people invested in it for it to get banned. Yeah, I think at the very least. So what I saw from the proposal is there's an ultimatum. So if the bill passes, TikTok will either have to sell their company to a U.S. company,
right,
or they'll get banned. And there's no chance that even if the bill gets passed, there's no chance they're just gonna let it get banned because then they lose out on all that money.
Exactly.
So they might as well just sell it, right? So I think TikTok's definitely here to stay for sure. It's just a matter of how this bill is going to affect things, like in terms of business wise, or who they're going to sell it to if they decide to sell it. I don't even know if this bill will go through, to be honest.
You know, I heard about the numbers. It was a bipartisan. It was like 365 to 42 on the vote. So there's a lot of support for it, right?
Yeah.
So now I think it goes to Senate, and then if Senate passes, then I think it becomes law. I guess Biden has to sign it. I still need to understand that whole process, how that works. You know, how bills are introduced, and then House, then the Senate, and then I guess Biden signs it for it to become law. I don't know, but there are actually a couple companies that they were talking about, and when I say they are talking about is Valuetainment. I follow the PBD podcast. I get a lot of my news from him. And so I also do my research. I get the news from him, and then I do research. So if you guys want to know what the bill is, it's TikTok bill HR 7521. Again, TikTok bill HR 7521. And they were saying also that in the bill, because the proof is in the pudding, in the bill, they said that the bill is not actually about banning TikTok. It's about giving powers to the president and any kind of, lawmakers to make decisions on
internet censorship.
And so it's not really about banning. It's about censorship. And if they deem something not worthy, or freedom of speech, it really comes down to freedom of speech. If they don't like what they're hearing, they created this bill to stop anybody from speaking, and not just TikTok, but any kind of social media company, any kind of media company. And so it's really what one of these news outlets said as a Trojan horse. Right. There's another agenda is to censor free speech. The two other companies that are considering buying it is Oracle, which is the cloud service, which allows TikTok to back up all the videos and whatnot, to hold all, because for you to have a social media platform, you need cloud services, you need servers to hold all this information. And so Oracle is one of those companies. And then the other company
on the free speech thing, did you watch RFK's address to the Congress? Or to
his State of the Union. It was a response to Biden's State of the Union.
No. Here's what happened. So I forget exactly what it was. RFK was supposed to speak.
RFK, if you don't know who RFK is, his name is Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah, presidential candidate for 2024. He was about to speak on censorship, and then everybody on the Democratic side of that meeting signed a paper like that saying that he shouldn't be allowed to speak at this thing. So at this Congress hearing, whatever. Bro. So it was like, it was so funny because his whole speech, because he ended up going, right? And he's like, yeah, of course I'm going to go. He's like, dude, they literally attempted to censor a meeting about censorship. Bro. Like, it's like the dumbest shit ever.
It is dumb.
Like, but dude, they're messed up, bro. They're corrupt, bro.
It just shows you the length that it's really not democracy. This is where it's gonna get political, right? Like, this is where Democrats, who are supposed to, part of the whole party system, right, is to fight for democracy. But just as much as they don't think Republicans are fighting for democracy, right? They think that the Republican Party is fascism, and then they're doing the same thing. They're like not allowing democracy to happen. There should be debate. There should be opposing ideas. There should be conversations that people don't agree on. That's fine if we don't agree on a topic, but there still needs to be discourse. There still needs to be debate, and that's absolutely where the debate part is what's important, right? Because we can sit here, we don't agree on a bunch of things. But what the debate does is allow the people to decide, okay, well, I got to do my research. Oh, that sounds good. Because both of us might have good points, right?
Yeah, and maybe it's in between. Maybe there's some in between place that we can get to a place of consensus.
Well, that's where it needs to be. But when one side is saying, no, you can't do this, and one side is,
you're not even allowed to talk.
That's not democracy.
Yeah. I 1000% agree.
So that's what's happening on both sides, and so it's like, okay,
that's why I like RFK, because he'll talk to all the people he disagrees with,
Yeah.
And even he was running at the beginning of his campaign as a Democrat before they kicked him out.
Yeah,
dude, they're bro. I don't even want to go into that. They're crazy.
Dude, this guy no, and he can't even get security. He can't even get Secret Service.
That is the wildest thing.
So we can go to a whole nother thing about that.
Anyway, I mean, he was having conversations with all sorts of people on the left, on the right, everybody, and he doesn't agree with all of them. And that's the thing. That's the cool thing about him is like he's willing to have those conversations.
Sounds like you're endorsing RFK already.
I 1000%. I'm behind him. I'm gonna buy the shirt. I'm gonna.
I'm leaning towards voting for him. Because, I mean, obviously, in my personal opinion, Biden is out of the question. and we can go back and forth about Trump. Trump, we saw his presidency. We saw Biden's presidency. So we saw both of them already.
Yeah.
And we kind of know what we're going to get with both of them. The only thing is RFK, we don't know. We haven't saw anything yet.
Yeah.
And so that just leaves him up in there. So I've been just doing a lot of research on him. But yeah, we'll see. I'll continue to do research, and then I'll share my findings with you guys, and you guys can make your own decision.
Yeah.
The other cool fun fact with TikTok. So TikTok, the company that owns TikTok is called ByteDance. And ByteDance owns TikTok. And guess who owns 20% of ByteDance? The CCP. Which is the Chinese Communism Party.
So that's the argument that I heard for banning TikTok.
Well, that's the intention, right? Because one, it's a national security issue, which I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And the CEO of TikTok is saying, oh, CCP ain't getting none of this information. Bro, they're getting 100% of that information.
Yeah.
If you studied out what happened to... Mr. Ma, who is the Jack Ma of Alibaba. What happened to him when he stood up and said something? This guy disappeared.
Yeah.
So, that's a whole nother topic, right? But all I'm saying is the whole push for the ban for TikTok was national security, number one.
Right.
Best interest for American people, right?
And I feel like that would be a conservative agenda because...
It should be a bipartisan agenda.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I mean, I know that conservatives are especially big on privacy and, rights to your information and stuff like that. So, and then on the other side, I can see that, the Democrats want to control, free speech and stuff like that. So I could see that agenda too.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's the only real thing that makes definitely we don't want to control free speech. Definitely, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
However, if the CCP is getting all information, guarantee they are, that's probably not optimal. So so I agree with that on the ban. I don't think it's gonna get banned though.
Yeah, Vince from the PBD podcast, he says anything Nancy Pelosi is for, don't trust it. I was like, hey, I'm with that. This lady, she was in office, she was getting paid $170,000. Now she's worth $150 million.
Dude,
what in the how?
She just
insider trading, bro.
She just has the face of somebody that is evil.
Anyways,
sorry, Nancy Pelosi, if you're watching this.
on that topic about Chinese interference in United States national security, right? Mm-hmm. So TikTok is the topic of today.
Yeah,
I think it was in 2019 or 2016. I mean, those 3 years, 3 years apart. Is that forgot the name of the Chinese company that bought an American made app, which is called Grindr, for $93 million. Oh, wow. So there's this Chinese company that bought Grindr, and the PBD podcast, they looked up does Chinese people use Grindr, and amazingly they don't. They banned it, so their people can't use Grindr. What's funny about the Chinese?
How is being gay in China? How do they see that?
They probably get killed or thrown in jail, bro.
Whoa!
It's a communist country. I don't know.
Hardcore.
I'm not gay in China, so I can't tell you.
I definitely know the Muslim countries for sure are hardcore on that. I'm not sure about China. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up later.
And but what's funny is they just sold the company Grindr for $600 million recently. So they just made about $500 million.
Wow.
Because the Grindr is a app prevalently used by the LGBTQ family. So that was just kind of interesting. But that was I brought that up because that brings precedence to the TikTok about national security, and so that's why the American company had to sell TikTok, and this Chinese company bought it.
Wait,
Does
what?
That make sense?
Wait. No. You're saying that the American company has to buy TikTok.
I forget. So
No,
I'll look and get it clear.
Well, that's what I heard. I heard that basically, if an American company doesn't buy TikTok, then TikTok's gonna get banned in the U.S. That's what I understand.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yep.
Well, I do like privacy. I do like my information not going to China.
Yeah.
That's probably good. I mean, and at the end of the day, we're all opting into it. When it says accept all these things, except just to scroll down and press the accept button. So we're I mean, at the end of the day, we're responsible. I'm not gonna say it's China that's like causing me to, give all my information, because at the end of the day, I'm the one giving it away.
That's true. So, yeah, because
I guess it's just individually being more vigilant.
Yeah, nobody's gonna read those terms and agreements.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it once, and it's long, it's legalese.
I'm surprised you even did it once. I never done it.
Really?
You
never tried it? You gotta try it once.
All right, I'll do it once. I'll do it for TikTok.
Yeah.
Next time.
My dad always says, if you like something, try it once. If you want to do something, try it once. If you like it, be careful. If you don't like it, don't do it again.
That's good advice.
Yeah, it's really good advice. But it just depends. If you like something, just be careful. Be very careful.
Yeah.
It depends on what you like. Yeah, I got all these notes. I went kind of deep into some stuff. Yeah, bro.
Is that it for the?
That's pretty much.
Are we done for the TikTok thing?
Yeah, because I don't think.
The other thing I want to say is
because I don't think anybody know who's Don Lemon. Do you know who Don Lemon is?
No, I have no idea. Cool.
There's something for later.
Yeah.
One last story, bro.
Yeah.
One last story, dude. United. So there was this Boeing whistleblower, and he was just. They've yet to find out if he was murdered or he committed suicide. Recently, just in the last week, United Airlines has reported 5 mechanical incidences. Like there was this one flight coming out of Australia headed to San Francisco, and within 2 hours of the flight, they had to turn around. So there's been and due to mechanical issues. Recently, the FCC, which is what does FCC stand for again? I forget what the FCC, something Flight Commission, something like that. They have to, or maybe the FAA. I'll get it correct next time. I'm getting better, guys. But either way, Boeing, they haven't been doing the inspections that they need to do on these airplanes.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And so that's why even recently there was a flight from California to Hawaii or Hawaii to California that the whole door blew out.
Yeah.
And so there's just been a lot of things recently from airplanes from Boeing. And then especially with this guy dying recently, that there's something going on. And so you guys just got to be careful when you're flying in airplanes.
Yeah. Don't fly the Boeing airplanes.
That's all of them.
Fly the Airbus.
That's all of them.
Yeah.
And guys, I welcome you guys to fact check me on anything that I talk about. I'm still working to get it clear, but I'm trying my best. And then Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, dude.
We'll close out on that. You seem so excited about it.
Dude, no, it's actually the future. It's actually the future. They have, okay, let me just, if you haven't already, go to the Apple Store and get a demo of this shit. It's so cool. It's actually like the coolest thing. It's amazing how high quality the pixels are on it.
How much does it cost?
Yeah, $3,400.
Whoa!
My laptop was the same price as that. So, it's amazing how the LCD screens are both 4K inside, and they're these tiny little screens. And then, anyway, so, dude, you just can feel the future when you put it on.
You haven't watched Ready Player One yet, right?
I haven't watched that. No,
right, you gotta watch Ready Player One.
It's probably like that though.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's just moments where you're immersed. Like I remember watching some of the videos, which is like a 360 environment and stuff, and just feeling like, dude, I'm there, I'm here. There's this one like 360 video of Alicia Keys, and she's singing in front of me. I'm like, dude, that's Alicia Keys. And I honestly was like a little like scared to look her in the eyes, because I'm like, I feel like this is a human in front of me. And I'm just like, dude, this is trippy. Like, this is going to be really, really trippy, like, in the future. And it also ties into the privacy thing, because people, you know, these companies now are going to get, like, all of our face shapes and everything about our likeness.
Well, Apple already has them. They do facial recognition, you know.
They already have everything.
At least we're good looking, you know. So, I mean, when they...
yeah. When they're doing our... security thing, stealing our likenesses, they'll be like, dang, these guys are handsome, maybe we won't steal too much.
Maybe we gotta start charging them, you know, for that, you know, to take my likeness.
True.
Yeah. How much would your likeness cost if you had to put a price tag on it?
I mean, it's
don't give me that priceless stuff. Just like put a price tag on it, just for funsies.
Like, yeah, genuine. Let's see. I think my whole likeness,
your whole likeness, everything about you,
dude, that's a lot. Like at least 20 million.
Come on.
At least.
I was selling myself short. 14 million.
14 million?
Yeah. The only reason I chose 14 million was that was the bounty they put on John Wick's head in the first movie. And I like John Wick, so that's why.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's going to be cool to... What I realized... Actually, one thing that was cool about the Apple Vision Pros is you... Like, so you're exploring these different territories, right? We're in Morocco, we're in the jungle, we're in wherever,
right?
We're there. And it's like, you realize that it feels like travel isn't as much of a necessity anymore. And like, I imagine if like I'm sitting there and I'm talking to like my, you know, my close family member or something through these things, it'll feel really a lot more immersive. So it's like FaceTime on steroids. So
yeah, maybe we could do like a podcast in the virtual world too. I wonder what that would look like. You know, we could just wherever we're
thought that immediately
slip that on, and then boom, you know, I'm hanging out with you in our CNN kind of or you know studio or whatever, Universal Studio. We can just move things around like this.
Yeah, and people can hang out. So if we have a camera here, they can be like right in front of us and interact with us directly. And then we're at an NBA game. Like there's like this one part where I'm at an NBA game and like I'm in the middle of the court.
Breaking news, guys.
Yeah.
So the world is our oyster now with all this technology.
It was true. So right when I saw the Alicia Keys thing, I thought, wow, this would be cool to have a concert and every single person can have a front row or backstage seat to the concert, because it's just based on the camera positioning.
Bro, they're doing that already. I bet you we could do that.
There's definitely there's a way for sure to do all this stuff. Guarantee. So, yeah. It also made me think a little bit about like, if this becomes too legit, then like we won't want to engage in our normal lives, which kind of made me feel a little sad too.
Well, that was part of like, you go watch Ready Player One.
I gotta watch it.
Watch it. So I have an opinion on this. Is that, you know, high technology, so high/tech, but high/touch, and what that means is with the technology and the advancement of technology that we have, we still can integrate high touch, like human connection. And I feel like, because what's funny is the guy in the movie, right, he likes a girl and she's like, you don't even know me, you know, because they only met in the ether, right, in the virtual, and then they finally meet in real life and then they hit it off, right? So I think it's kind of like dating, you know, on the apps right now, right? You don't know each other, you see pictures and profile. Dating in the ether would be it'd be like a vet process, and then you can lead to the real stuff. But
it would be trippy though, because like, you know, they can alter their facial features or alter things about them, alter perceptions, make yourself taller. That'd be fun. I'll make myself 6'5". In the VR realm.
You know, and then meet in real life and then see if you like each other or not. But you know, I think it depends on the people. It depends on how you want to run your life and if you can build community inside of the ether and outside of the ether. I don't know why I just started calling the virtual world the ether.
I guess it's metaverse.
Metaverse, ether, the virtual world.
Yeah.
It's up to you to decide to create community and be a part of a community, whether it's online or offline.
Yeah, we'll see if it's good or bad. I could see it. There's an argument for both ways.
Yeah, man.
Right, because it gives people who are isolated a chance to be more connected to people, and then at the same time, they're not actually going out and meeting people for lunch or something. Though it feels so real, like
right.
It feels so fucking real. Like
I want to book one of those experiences.
You gotta go check it out. Oh, and you can take 3D videos. Like
did you buy it?
I didn't buy it.
No.
I'm gonna buy one though. That we're there, and then there's like this video that they took with the Vision Pros, and it's of this girl like blowing out a birthday cake, and you just are like, holy shit, I'm literally here. I'm here in a past experience. It was just the wildest shit. Like I imagine I could take a video right now of you in this podcast, and we'll have that memory, and it'll be exactly the same. It'll feel like you're here. Like I just won't be able to touch you. That's the only difference.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It's crazy, man. It's actually crazy. So, yeah.
Well, cool, man.
The future is now.
The future is now. You guys are the future. The future looks bright, guys.
Yes.
The future is bright. But I think that's all for now. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're still building a base of some loyal Scrappy Podcast followers. Right now, the next one is scheduled for next week. Friday. Let's just say 9 p.m. for now. Cool. If we do anything earlier or before that or after, we'll let you know. Well, 9 would be the latest because we don't want to go too late.
Mm-hmm.
But next week, Friday, what's the date of next week, Friday? Let's just look that up real quick. Anybody got a calendar?
Yeah. Audience, give us your calendar.
Yeah, I could just look right here.
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah, let's
it's
Google.
Oh, never mind. Okay, it's the 22nd.
Okay, the next episode will be Friday the 22nd at 9 p.m. Hawaiian time, HT. And we look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you guys for now. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Peace.